It's Friday, the 6th of May, 2022, currently 10:30. I am Matt, and this is Nigel's Pond. So it's been a while since I last updated, and I last updated you guys on the fry, and that is what today is all about. It's about the fry, and we need to get the fry out and put them into my veg filter there, sort of like going to use that as a grow on tank. And we'll have a look at the koi as well in a minute, the big koi, see how they're getting on. So the koi, the fry, they are quite large now. They're getting on decent size. They've outgrown the tank by, they're way too big for the tank. And I wanted to wait until the temperatures of the outdoor pond here had warmed up until I actually put the fry out here into the veg filter. So we call it a grow on tank for now. So I have been waiting for temperatures to increase, and I put the thermometer in there today and it's 15.5 degrees. But the issue I've got is it's so warm upstairs where the fry are. It's now sort of like 25 degrees at the moment, and I'm trying to keep it cool for them. I don't want to go out and spend money on buying a cooler and all the rest of it. So, like I said, they've outgrown their tank. It's too warm up there. So I'm going to have to bring them down, bring them out here, and slowly, hopefully they acclimatise all right to the colder water, because 10 degrees is a massive difference. So I'm going to have to, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we'll get it done. I think what I'll do is I'll just put a few of the largest koi in there for now, see how they get on first before I transfer the rest over. Because they do have the water upstairs. There is a little bit of salt in it. I've always kept a little bit of salt in there, not huge amounts, just a tiny bit, to help keep them calm, because, I didn't want them all stressing out. One of them was all right, but if one of them stressed out, then they'd all stress out. If a door's slammed, or because it's a semi-detached house, if next door slam a door or whatever, or a wind catches a door, the whole house shakes and the fry proper freak out. So that's what we're trying to avoid stressing them. That's why I've been putting a little bit of salt in. But originally, I also put a little bit of salt in because we had ick, a bit of white spot, which that's all cleared up now. So hopefully putting them in here, they'll be fine, and hopefully there'll be no issues. Right, well, I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea on my little break from work. The joys of self-employed. Come back whenever you want and crack on. Right, so let's go upstairs and get the koi out and then bring them down here. Right, so you can see the fish, they're quite large now. I don't want to stress them out too much, but they've got to come out. I mean, this little one at the back here, he's going to be all right in there. That silver one, although he's quite large now, he's still only like half the size of these ones. These three are absolutely huge. So what I've got is I've got a large food bag, and hopefully, they are airtight. Hopefully it will hold water and be watertight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get them in here. And then I've got my water bucket that I've been using to, I've got a root here that I need sorting out as well, water lily root. I don't know if that's dead or not, but I'll soon find out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them into there and then put that bag into the bucket, so that the bag doesn't split or anything, and I can carry them down to the tank and put them in and leave them in there for a little while. So the first thing is to fill this bag up with water and get the fish in there. I don't actually have my camera stand here set up at the moment because I'm using it on another job at the moment, so sorry, but yeah, I'll get back to you once we've got one. So I don't know if you remember when I first caught these ones, even the largest one was absolutely tiny, and look at the size of him. He's the same size as the net now. Right, no messing around, I'm going to go straight and transfer him to get the water temperature changed. So I've got the thermostat going into the bag, into the water, to measure the temperature of the water that we need to let the waters adjust. I did put a little bit of that water into the bag as well. The temperature of it now, it's slowly coming down at 17 degrees. He has been in there for a few minutes. I just held it there for a little while, making sure he was all right. Yeah, it did freak out a little bit when I first caught him, because obviously it's the first time they've been caught or handled or anything since they were baby fry, you know, since they were like, I mean, they were tiny, weren't they? And now, mate, the biggest one's like that. Yeah, he's huge. So I'm just going to give it a few more minutes. I have turned the water flowing into here, turned all that off. We do have netting on this one, but on this one we've only got like a garden netting, so they're all coming down for feeding. Yeah, the water's a little bit murky. That's alright, it's only because since we've had that pump running, I still haven't actually cleaned it out yet. But the fish have only been fed a couple of times, just thought I'd throw that in. I haven't really been feeding them a great deal. I just fed them a little bit, just so we can get all the filters, you know, all the healthy bacteria going again, and you know, all that kind of good stuff. But I don't know if you can see down there that some of the lilies are starting to come up. We've got one of the lilies coming up here already. So hopefully putting the koi in here, they won't be too destructive and won't mash all that up. But I will be feeding the fry regularly. And the larger fry that are in here, they're quite, you know, they can take the larger pellets, well, the 2mm pellets, 3mm pellets I think we got. I think they're a mixture between 3 and 5, but the biggest one here, we can take both sizes. So still have the goldfish in here. I'd like to take them out, the goldfish, but it's just too hot upstairs for them. So we'll just leave them all in here together, and once the koi have settled in here and they're a bit bigger, we can then transfer them into that pond with all the big boys. So what's the temperature now? Yeah, still 17.1. Right, well, the temperature of the actual water itself, the pond, is 15.5. So I'm going to wait until the temperature there reads about 15.5, 16, and then I'll let him out, and then I'll go do it again with another one. So all 3 fry were transferred successfully from the tank into the grow-on tank, and now let's go and check on the baby fry that are in the tank on their own 6 days later. It's been about a week since I transferred the bigger ones out of the tank, and these 2 have been in here now on their own. They seem all right. They're a little bit, well, obviously they were happier when the other 3 were in there, but now that it's only just them 2, they seem a little bit more skittish, which is understandable. They're going to feel more vulnerable because it's just 2 of them, and I expect they're wondering where their mates are. But as soon as this little one here is big enough, I'm going to send him outside as well, because he's still really small. I think, oh, well, I say really small, he's only, what, 4 inches maybe at the most, so it's not massive. Oh, look, they're freaking out now, it's because the floor's creaking where I'm stood. Right, let's get them some food. Usually they're all right, they don't freak out when I'm here. It's probably because I'm talking, and I don't really talk that much in here at the moment. So the other fish out in the outside, we'll go check on them now. But here's these 2. They're doing all right. Oh, they found the food now. Right, let's go check on the fry outside. I'm not sure how much you're going to see because the water's quite murky today. Some days it's really murky and some days it's fine. But let's go and have a quick look at them. Yeah, the water's getting very murky. That pump down the far end needs cleaning out again. All the gravel needs sweeping up from the far end over to here onto the filter. But they think they're going to get food. They're not getting fed anymore. All I'm feeding at the moment mainly is the little ones. I am feeding these, but they've already been fed today. The other 3 are in there. You got the 2 goldfish in there and the 3 fry. That shikoi's in there. Where they are, I have no idea. What we'll do is go get some pellets for them. I'll chuck some pellets in now and see if any of them come up. But because when I feed, I've got to throw the pellets to the far end, and then eventually they come through and they drop through down into the water. That's why the fish are all congregating here for any pellets that come out from over there. Right, let's grab some pellets. Put the lid on, because you'll be munching them otherwise, won't you? We all know what she's like. And these, because they are quite large still, I'm just sort of like crushing them up with my finger a little bit. I know I said I wasn't going to feed them, but normally they'd come up by now for a munch. And the temperature of the tank is currently 16.2. Yeah, I think I freaked them out talking. They've got camera shy, haven't they? Right, yeah, I've clearly just freaked them out because I did see them down the bottom there. And now they've just shot around and mixed it all up, and you can see where, wow, they've dirtied the water now. It's not a bad thing because the pump's going to clean it all out. I did recently clean the pump again. I am keeping that pump clean. But again, still got to clean that one out again. Got to clean it out quite regularly. Well, back to more maintenance, because that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, cleaning all this out again. Partial water change, as you do. I see a snail. Right, all the lilies are starting to come up now, happy days. Loads of lilies in this one, which you probably noticed already. I'm not really concerned that they're not eating, because I know they are eating, because if I go inside and come out again in 5 minutes, all these pellets will be gone. And as you can see, they're all sort of like caught up in places, so they're not gonna, yeah, there's still plenty in there for them. And I'm gonna leave them to it. Not for you. Come on then, let's go in. In. Cheers for watching. High five. Like, subscribe.